Okay, so we are on our comprehend page, and David, can you tell us what are we going to do in our first part?
Listen to the first part of the lecture.
Okay, so we're going to listen to a lecture, but only the first part. So Jane, we're going to listen to it one time, and then what should you write down first?
The topic.
And how do we know something is our topic, Jenny?
Most repeated word.
Most repeated. Okay, so I'm going to play this, and I want you guys to listen for the most repeated. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen.
As we discuss all of this new technology, smart homes in particular, today I'm going to explain how some home security systems can protect residents.
Okay, did we hear something more than one time?
Yes.
Jenny, what did you hear?
Home security system.
Home security system. So let's all go ahead and type that in. Don't write it, type it. So home security systems. So, Jane, what's our topic?
Home security systems.
Security systems. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to listen to it one more time. And David, can you read what we're going to look for the second time?
Listen again and write down the thesis.
And we have some clues that will help us find our thesis. What are those called, David?
Signal, word, or phrase.
Okay, so I have some examples. Jenny, can you read the first two, please?
I'm going to talk about, I'm going to explain.
And Jane, can you read the last two?
Let's discuss, we'll learn about.
Okay, so if we hear this, David, what comes after that?
The thesis.
The thesis. So I'm going to play it one more time, and I want you guys to listen for those signal words or phrases. And afterwards, Jenny, what comes after?
Thesis.
And what should you do when you hear your thesis?
We're going to write down.
Write it down. Very good. So try and type it. If it's too fast, you can write it and then type it afterwards, okay? So let's listen one more time.
As we discuss all of this new technology,
Okay, did we hear it? So David, did you hear the signal word or phrase?
Yes.
What did he say?
I'm going to explain.
Okay, and what came after it, David?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, let's see. Jane, did you hear it?
Something about protecting.
Something about protecting? Well, what would be protecting? What was our topic, Jane?
Home security systems.
And-
Protect. I don't remember the last one.
Okay, Jenny, did you get it?
Can we listen to it one more time?
We can. So I want you guys to listen very closely. So David, remind us, what was our signal word?
I'm going to explain.
Okay, so listen for that, and I want you to listen very closely to what he says after it.
belongings. But how? Today, I'm going to explain how some home security systems can protect residents.
Okay, what was our thesis, David?
Protect residents.
What protects residents?
The home security system.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. Very good. So make sure you have this typed in. This will help us for our next part. Okay, so based off of this, Jane, what question can we ask about our thesis to find out more information?
Maybe how home security systems can protect residents?
I like that question. How can, we'll make an arrow, home security systems protect residents? Okay, so, well, how do you guys think? So, David, what do you think they'll talk about in the next one?
Maybe an alarm?
An alarm? Ooh, okay. And so when they're telling us, how do you think they're going to tell us? How will they organize it, Jenny?
Maybe by listing.
Ooh, maybe they will list it. So they're going to probably list it. We'll see if they do. So now I want you guys to take your earphones, and you are going to have 2 minutes. Lots of time. 2 minutes to listen to this section and fill in your blanks. You can write it, but when you're finished with listening, I want you to type it in so that I can look at it on our screen, okay? So you guys get 2 minutes. Go ahead and listen to your section and fill in your blanks, please. Okay, so our time's up. Let's go ahead. David, you keep typing it in, and we'll go over this as we are discussing it. So let's see. David, can you remind me one more time? What was our thesis statement?
Home security systems to protect residents.
And we asked a question. Jenny, what was our question?
How?
How do they do that? So let's look at our first, what supports our thesis? What is that called?
Main idea.
A main idea. Thank you, Jane. So we have our first main idea. So main idea number 1. Jane, what did you get for that first main idea?
Some home security systems include sophisticated surveillance technology.
Okay, let's take a look. Sophisticated surveillance. Okay, good. Sophisticated surveillance technology. What is surveillance technology? Do you know, Jenny?
Maybe like one example would be a CCTV.
CCTV. Do we have surveillance technology in our classroom now?
Yes.
Ooh, so say hi to the, hi CCTV. Okay, so we have some sophisticated surveillance technology, and I want to know more information about that. So David, what is that called? What supports our main ideas?
Our major details.
Major details. Can you tell me our first major detail?
Video cameras and motion sensors can detect if you have uninvited guests and can be linked to your local police station.
Okay, so what were our two types of surveillance technologies they talked about in our major details? Sorry.
Video cameras
Okay.
and motion sensors.
And what can they do?
They can detect if there's thieves in your house.
Oh, okay, so they can tell if there's thieves there. And who can they call, Jenny?
They could call police station.
They could. Would you want that in your house?
Yes.
Why?
I want that, so that my things wouldn't be stolen.
True. So let's say you're on vacation, and if you have this, if a thief comes in, Jane, what will they do?
It'll call the police.
It'll
station.
call the police. Okay. What's another type of surveillance technology they mentioned, Jenny?
Face recognition technology.
Face recognition technology. Biometric face recognition technology. Do we know what that is, Jane? Biometric. Well, where's your face? Everyone point to your face. What is it? What is recognize or recognition?
It knows your face.
It knows your face. So another type of surveillance is a video intercom that does what, David?
Knows your face.
It knows your face. So when you go home and you put your face in that, will it say, I don't know who you are, and doesn't let you in?
No,
What will it say?
I know who you are.
I know who you are. And what will it do?
Let you.
It'll let you in. Okay. So if it doesn't know who you are, Jenny, what do you think it will do?
Maybe it would not unlock my door.
Yeah, maybe. So if you have a stranger coming up, it won't say, oh, well, you're Jenny, right? And let you in. It'll probably say, what, Jane?
Go away.
Go. Go away. Okay, maybe if you don't want anybody at your house. Okay, what's another type, Jane?
Often the surveillance is integrated with physical protection.
Ah, okay. So we have surveillance that is physical. What's physical protection? Jane, do you know? Okay. Jenny, do you know? If we're talking about physical, what are we
I
talking
think
about?
maybe our body.
Our bodies. So we have surveillance technology that will protect what, Jenny?
Oh, our body.
Our bodies. And David, what were the examples they gave of that?
Central locking of all doors, windows, and gates.
So what do you think this means? Central locking. What will it do, David?
It'll make sure that no one can get in through your door or window.
By doing what? What was our thing? Central what?
Locking.
It will lock it. So they have systems that will lock all of your doors, windows, and your gates. And do you have to go around and do it for each one? Go like this. What will happen?
It'll do it all by itself.
All by itself. So what do we call that? What was our main idea?
It's a type of sophisticated surveillance technology.
It is a type of sophisticated surveillance technology. And what was the second example, Jenny?
Also safe rooms.
Safe rooms. Do you guys remember what they said about the safe rooms? So Jane, if a room is safe, how do you think they can make a safe room? What would it have?
Maybe have a TV so you can see the CCTV.
Ooh, so it has a TV with all the CCTVs. Jenny, what else could it have?
Maybe it will have locks.
Definitely. So if you want to be safe, you should probably lock it. And let's see, if you're locked in a room, David, what else should your safe room have? So let's say you have a safe room.
Yes.
What would you want in your safe room?
Air conditioning.
Definitely, especially in the summer. What if it's wintertime?
Heating.
Heating, okay. If you're locked in there for a really long time, Jane, what else would you want in there?
Food.
Food, definitely food. Would you have a bathroom in your safe room?
Yes.
What if you get locked in there for a long time? That would be terrible if you didn't have a bathroom. Okay, so all of these are examples. Look at this one though. So we have major detail. What do you think these are called if they're not major details? Jenny?
Minor details.
Minor details, very good. So they tell us some information, but is it the most important information, Jenny?
No.
Nah, so these ones are just minor details. Okay, so now that we've talked about this one, we're going to go on to our next section. So you guys are gonna have a minute and a half to listen to this one and fill in your blanks. Ready? Go.